planet pour with this super cool color combination. Let's see how it turns out. Limitless is a secret message today, and for this color combo, you know, it makes very strong contrast. These colors are complementary, but also in the right proportion, and of course with the right design, it definitely has that space nebula feel. So I haven't used this particular color combination for my planet pour paintings, and I'm excited to give it a go. Okay, I'm gonna put this off my panel. This is a 16 by 16 cradle wood panel, and as always for my planet, I'm going to create a planet element first, and then I will work on the negative space around it. Here's my ring ready for the planet. So I want my planet to be with these burgundy magenta colors. I also want to try a bit different technique for forming the design. So the first one was permanent magenta. This is mix of magenta, red, violet, and some gray. So see, it's a little more dark and muted. This is even lighter, actually darker. This is ultramarine violet, bit opaque color. I want to have some brighter accents in the planet. So here I have some mix of reds and oranges. This one here I got is vermilion orange, maybe even couple spots with it. Got another violet. This one is a little darker. This is oriental violet. And a little bit of white. And this vibrant yellow green I have prepared for my base for the negative space around the planet. But I think it would be nice to add maybe just a couple drops like this. So before, when I did my planets, by the way, here's a playlist if you haven't seen it yet, I did a couple different techniques. I did dirty pour, I did some blowing, and I did some swiping. So today I actually want to try tilting this out. Before I do that, I might want to blend in those colors just a little more. Using this cookie cutter, but if you want to know what's the alternative to this tool, you can check out this video for some more details. I use also embroidery hoops that work quite amazing for planets and just different round shapes. So my goal right now is to make this planet diameter just a little over this shape, so that when I put it over, the design is completely contained inside. See, this is really cool. Like what I want to achieve, I want to have those lines really spread out. But I also need to keep it in the center because I want my planet to be sort of symmetrical. Okay, this is actually perfect. I can stop right here. Tilting out helps not only to achieve this beautiful wiggly design, but also helps colors level out. And for planet and different embellishment techniques, this is so important because you want your colors to be leveled. Otherwise, when you remove your ring or whatever shape you're using, the colors will still eventually level out, but they might change the shape. So if you do it, give it a little tilt before you placing the ring over, it's actually definitely better in terms of it's not gonna level out as much after because you did it before. Oh my God, am I making any sense right now? So point being made, try leveling it out before you put the ring over. Okay, I got my famous step ladder here. Hold it tight and make sure you're right in the center if that's what your goal was. And then put it on top. Okay, step ladder can go for now. So next I am gonna create the base, and I want to use this violet quite heavily. Actually, before doing that, I want to push away this paint a little further so that the border between my planet and the space around it is quite sharp. So this one the one that I'm using is blue violet. This is very dark violet. It will dry nearly to black. and will make amazing contrast with greenish yellow-green color, but it definitely has this depthness and darkness of the space. Next one here is Cobalt Violet. This is also dark violet, but it's not as dark as Blue Violet. So you see, getting a couple lighter sections. This helps to achieve more feeling of depth in your negative space. This color here, this is going to be a hero of my negative space. This is iridescent green yellow, and I definitely want to make it shine in my negative space. Couple pops of turquoise, yellow green. I just mixed some green and yellow literally for this one. Just want to add a couple drops here and there. Actually, this is plenty already. I have prepared some Prussian blue here, but I don't feel like using it. I think this color combo is perfect without it. I have a feeling that I added a little too much of the last color, so before I blow it out, I actually want to dip out. So otherwise it's going to be just a bit overwhelming if we have this green everywhere all around. I think it's better. So from dipping I got a bunch of air bubbles. Need to pop those first before I do the blowout. So on this part right here, as you can see, I got a little bit of this iridescent color. On top, I want to have it actually a little more, and the reason is that this is sort of a brighter part of the painting. You can see the reflection of this green on top of the planet. So to make it all work, this part of the negative space needs to be a little darker, and this one a little brighter. Yes, perfect. Use all those drips to touch up the sides or the corners if you have some left. It's a perfect way to use this paint. One of the many ways, of course. I think this is looking great. Let's give it a little torch to maybe a little more cells will pop. We're almost ready to remove the ring and reveal the planet, but before doing that, need to add some stars. So I think for my stars, I should do a couple colors today. Definitely want some white, so let's start with just white. Next, I want to have white with a little bit of this greenish tint, so I'm mixing in some white with it. Just a couple brighter planets. Are you ready? Let's remove that ring, see how it turned out. Wow, I love it. Here it is, all done and finished. I covered with a layer of epoxy resin, as I do pretty much for all of my galaxy and space inspired paintings. So with this one, I think this color combination worked super cool. So all the purple and violets, they make such a stunning, magnifying contrast with the pops of green that I have in my negative space and also sort of as a reflection in the planet itself. And I think out of all the planets that I did, this one is the most vivid and dreamy at the same time. I also added some pigments into my epoxy resin finish. They look like little stars and they especially spark up, as you can see, against the light. I love this effect. And by the way, speaking of pigments, I have just added a new bonus video to my new Resin Finish Mastery course. And in this new lesson, I teach everything about how to add pigments to your epoxy resin if you also want to embellish it with such a beautiful little stars effect. I show how much to add and of course explain which pigments work the best. So if you're already a member of my new course, check out this new lesson. And if you're not a member of my course yet but want to learn how to create a flawless epoxy resin finish on your painting, you're most welcome in my course. It has over 20 video lessons where I teach everything about how to use resin as a finish for your paintings. I will include link for more information below this video, so check it out. And for this one, please let me know how do you like the outcome and would you like to see more galaxy and space inspired paintings? I really feel like I missed that series, so I want to create some more. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care, create with passion, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!